is not necessarily true in the sense that was intended. Certain boundaries are being broken, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to maneuver in a way that will not jeopardize the operation. Do you believe that there is an intimacy to it? I feel I have been consumed by the pressures of this intimacy, and by the men who are too simple-minded to act alone, but in concert, exert a kind of numbing force that is seductive and tragic. I have told you about Norman, but there have been others. I used to think that it was just another way of maintaining the course so easily rattled by cowardice and indecisiveness. Who, besides me, doesn't think that sex is a kind of low-intensity working exercise? I should not think it's up to me, because this is much bigger than me. This operation is the pinnacle for a new kind. Sometimes I wonder if I'm not. But now I know. She didn't have to choose between her mind and her body for men to understand her, because they were the same, mean and ugly, the same as birds. Last night I was in the house. Inside the house, a ghost named Mr. Odessa was talking to a little girl who was visiting the house. The little girl sits to my right and talks to Mr. Odessa. I look at the little girl, and she tells me in a voice not her own, this. What do you think? Love, Condi.
To-do list. 1. Confirm targets. 2. Add the following items to your lists. A. Crayons, the edible kind. B. Translation practice fraud. C. Towels. D. Letters from school children. E. Back issues of Business Week. F. CD-ROM with AOL 7.0 and Internet Explorer bundled. G. Nick's Atlas Shrugged. Send King James Bible. H. Nick's Bible. Send King.
Don't forget the Kid Rock CD.
3. Chocolates for Gold. 4. Fine shipment of 200 pound bottom blocks. 5. Demand extra food technologies. 6. Bicep orders for Christine and 7. Confirm meeting with Christine and 8. Find recipe for lobster biscuit. 9. Order extra manuals for the 18 Thunderbolts. 10. Moisturizer.
Hi, Mom. How are you? How is Dad? How is Zoe in crisis? Are they getting along? Are you separating the dry food from the wet like I asked? Are you watching too much TV? I was on once, and now all you do is watch TV. How's Anna? Is she making it in the world of finance? And what about her fiancé? Do you like him? Is he everything you wanted in a son-in-law? Are you feeding Shovel? I know you have something against him, but why should he suffer just because he's not ours? You know the Skellings don't feed him. They're ogres. Everything is fine. I'm out of intensive.
what you cover, I can still see through your deception in your labor. I am the only one that can see through the layers that hide your true self, and I will love you in a way that goes beyond your true self, and that is why it will hurt, because I will mutilate you. You cannot hide, but I can, not out of fear, but out of honesty. Desire like mine is best kept quiet, lest it spread like a plague to infect the others. I don't want to take turns, sharing you. I bet you would love you. Lately, I get aroused every time I put on my white wool socks. Why have I connected wool socks with you? No matter. It has happened, and I happily accept this connection, wearing them every day, watching you. And now that I've confessed to you this modest secret, it will give me enormous pleasure to see you spying people's feet. It only confirms what I already know. You are looking for me, that you want me to want you. Love, Anonymous. Dear Lord, I'm sorry I've not met you sooner. I miss you in the darkness. It feels like we're always in the middle of an ocean. Maybe the end will never come. I don't know. I miss everything, even the wind. There's no wind here, and when it does blow, it brings only sand or the smell of people starving. I miss the clean wind back home. I miss you. The operation is going well. We are all falling into routine. Dick's command is silent. The guy is trusted, even though we rarely see it. I gave him some of the beef jerkies. Every demand casts its own light. I have faith, but I cannot shake this feeling. I feel like a kid who hadn't been taught right from wrong. I don't talk much anymore. I just give them that stupid Texas grin so they'll leave me alone. I can't separate the rightness of our work from the wrongness of theirs. How does one fight evil with a kind of terror that doesn't make one evil himself? I feel evil from the work and dirty from the pleasure of passivity that duty demands. Dick quotes Robespierre, saying virtue without terror is impotent. But is terror the only faith for justice? Didn't Robespierre become a kind of terror without justice? Isn't this what they call fearful symmetry? Well, I am. Some more jerky. G. Entry 667. Let me begin tonight with a quote. So keep your vague sense of history and leave it to those cleverer than yourselves to found on the guarantee of my future firm the word marketing lies, the trade in total war, and the new language of self-criticism. If reason is as cunning as Hegel said, it will do its job without your help. I found this on a scrap of paper on top of some rubble that used to be a library. Collateral damage that became a gift of insight. It is as if the debris was speaking, telling me the inevitable nature of this trade in total war. Are the others trafficking in this world marketing lies, so conscientious of their roles in history? History is being shaped by us, and its form will be determined by our courage to go beyond life to realize it. One hopes to always learn something from their brushes with death. But even after the heart attacks, death remained an enigma. I was distracted with pacemakers and salads. I have always admired those in power who spoke their mind. It serves history to know the truth that fueled the will. So let me be frank and say that it has been neither the experience at the Pentagon nor the Gulf that gives me perspective in the operation. It is my proximity with death. Without death, there is no hope in justice. I knew that I had left something behind after the bypass, and now I see that it was life I lived. My first death gave me the will to act with history, for history. My second death will give grace to the tragedy we will mount. I see the grave purpose of our work, and it gives me hope that we will do it right.
I'm told you've received a degree from a remarkable achievement. We're proud, and take risks and try new things. He knew I was an old-timer. Riding at night in darkness was seductive and sometimes foolhardy. Almost every day I am confronted in the sky, horses that have been trained to run into the uncertain future, atop saddles that have been fashioned from beards and clouds of dust. We must learn to live with low-density hope. And sometimes the death grip.
Dear Ted, I'm useless here. It's the same old story. He listens, but he doesn't. Forget about Dick. It's as if I don't exist. Condi is pushing for a pullback, and Donald wants to enlarge the theater. Colin is in his own world, using a kind of surrealist diplomacy that scares everyone. People are thinking of solutions, and this is what I'm thinking. Donald understands, but he is too logistically driven. Who will step up and say what is important here? That victory is mere advertising, that the campaign is on. Do you remember that time when Dad started crying because he couldn't find our car in the Super Saver parking lot? I remember now because I know how he feels. But how did he find the car? I don't remember that.
update you all on the activities of the operation in response to the despicable period devoid of any kind of substance. In response to the latest developments, accordingly, we feed the feeds in a great way, period. Signed Salmonella Semper Fi, period. As you saw and heard from the video, a kind of target. We must maintain with search and rescue and emergency strike capabilities to protect those despicable enough to wage life against our deaths. The operation depends on the people. Semper. A short time ago, we evacuated some of the operation. A short time ago, we enlarged the operation for security reasons. Dick knows, nobody else. To protect our workers and families. Need transition. Every ego and agency has implemented continuity of operation. Frank discussion will take place in time later in space. We continue to function effectively, a machine of some sort that runs well inoffensively. Engine, tractor, best part, cages, electric fence initiatives. We must not escape our duties, and so forth, and so on. Our fellow citizens, the full resources of the operation, intelligence and law enforcement is our freedom today. A kind of resolve that reminds me of home. I remember a time when there was no home. I won't go any further here. Thank you all very much.
Tommy, meet me at the southwest corner outside the mess tent at 0300.
Dear Dawn, not seeing you is hard. We don't hear much about what's going on anymore. Maybe this is good. People are exhausted from being scared and angry. Now we have the usual kids shooting kids, trials about mothers and fathers killing each other or their kids, things collapsing. Did you hear the story about how water has memory? That it remembers the stuff we dilute into it by mimicking the substance? Isn't that strange? I don't care what happens over there as long as you're alive. Everyone at the office thinks you're a hero, but heroes are made of cement and steel, and they just stand there next to some eternal flame. I hope you like the photos. Don't show them to the guys. Love, Susie.
Dear Ambassador General of the Second Front, everything we say now tends to veil the one affirmation that everything must fade and that we can remain loyal only so long as we watch over this fading movement, to which something in us that rejects all memory already belongs. We should not, by means of artifice, pretend to carry on a dialogue. What is turned away from us also turns us away from that part which was our presence. And we must learn that when speech subsides, a speech that for years gave itself to an exigency without regard, it is not only this exigent speech that has ceased. It is the silence that it made possible and from which it returned along an insensible slope toward the anxiety of time. We can let images come. We can appeal to an absence that we will imagine, by deceptive consolation, to be our own. We can, in a word, remember. But thought knows that one does not remember. Without memory, without thought, it already struggles in the invisible, where everything sinks back to indifference. My dear Ambassador General, this is thought's profound grief. It must accompany friendship into oblivion. Sincerely,